14 students ventured from Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia to Guatemala City, Guatemala, on a public health mission to learn more about the Guatemalan healthcare system, culture, and to take a step off the beaten path. Oftentimes, when people think of Guatemala, they think of the Maya population and the long history that comes from these ancient civilizations. The goal of this mission trip was to dig even deeper into the land of forests, the true meaning of Guatemala. The students' 7-day mission started with an inside look at the capital city. Guatemala is a predominantly Catholic nation and located in Central America, neighbor to Mexico, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador, and approximately the size of the state of Tennessee. Guatemala is well known for its volcanoes, picturesque lakes, and their world-renowned coffee. Guatemala is the most populous country in Central America and also serves as home to more than 14 million inhabitants. The Mayans, Ladinos, Amerindians, Garifunas, and indigenous non-Mayans. The city is divided up into 22 zones, with each zone being mostly associated with skill set, business, and social class. Guatemalans curiously intertwine ancient Mayan rituals with Catholicism to shape a unique history and culture. Spanish is the official language of the country. However, there are 20 other native languages and dialects in Guatemala. The nation's national currency is called quetzal, named after the country's national bird. 1 quetzal is equivalent to $7.88. Food, music, and dress also play a large part in keeping the Guatemalan culture alive. Handmade tortillas, rice, beans, pasta, chicken, and fruit are part of the common Guatemalan diet. Though they do have fast food eateries, such as McDonald's and Taco Bell restaurants that deliver, in Guatemala, McDonald's locations are considered a local hangout and equipped with flat-screen TVs for soccer games and other big cultural events. These types of fast food options did not become a part of the Guatemalan diet until fairly recently. Breakfast food options normally depend on the social class of the family in particular. Breakfast for the upper class may consist of more options in comparison to the lower class, which commonly might only consist of a thick drink called a taw, a sweet corn beverage for breakfast or before dinner. Lunch is typically the largest meal of the day, whereas dinner is made up of smaller portions. In addition to the many native foods in Guatemala, Guatemala is also very well known for their coffee production and coffee plantations throughout Antigua. Coffee production is an important part of the Guatemalan economy, with over half of Guatemala's coffee exported to the U.S., generating an estimated 1/3 of Guatemala's foreign exchange. Guatemalan coffee is arguably the crown jewel of Central American coffee, with its mild subtropical climate combined with well-drained volcanic soils. Guatemala produces a mild coffee with distinctive aroma and flavor. Another major part within the Guatemalan culture is the music. Guatemala has an almost 5-century-old tradition of music. Much of the music composed in Guatemala has only recently started to be unearthed by scholars and is being revived by performers. Sites like the Maya Music Museum in Antigua host a collection of traditional Mayan instruments. Both men and women in Guatemala tend to dress fairly casual, characterized by blue jeans and t-shirts, except for the women of Mayan descent that dress in traditional garb on a day-to-day basis. Typically, an ankle-length wraparound skirt with a hand-woven embroidered blouse with floral designs around the collar of the top. It is also noted that Guatemala is also where blue denim material for blue jeans was first originally created. Guatemala has many cultural attractions, with beautiful new wonders to unfold daily. At the height of Guatemalan attractions are their volcanoes. Pacaya is one of Guatemala's most active volcanoes, towering nearly 8,300 feet high into the air, located near the southern region of Guatemala City. The volcano has undergone constant eruptions since 1965 and last erupted on January 2nd of 2013. Lava flow is active at Pacaya, and marshmallows can be roasted on the lava from various vantage points around the volcano hillsides. Other tourist attractions include Caminahuyu, the Mayan ruins. The Popol Vuh Art Museum is also another cultural highlight with collections of must-see art pieces of Mayan history. Most items recovered from Caminahuyu are at the museums, including the Popol Vuh Art Museum. Guatemala has a representative democracy with the president, vice president, and body of Congress that are voted in and elected by the nation as a whole. However, regardless of the democracy, the people still struggle for equality and balance. Guatemala suffers from one of the largest contrasts between rich and poor. 8 wealthy families own most of the infrastructure, including public transportation, various financial groups, and key businesses, with one of the major families owning an equivalent to a third of the country's national budget. Guatemala is still a developing country, and in turn is still suffering with challenges within the environmental health and public health care sectors. According to the World Bank, 75% of the population is currently living under the poverty line. Guatemala is among the worst performers in terms of health outcomes in Latin America, one of the highest infant mortality rates and one of the lowest life expectancies at birth. The lower classes in Guatemala do not have access to adequate health care services. Local clinics in poor zones within Guatemala City suffer from a lack of resources and funding. Nurses in some poor areas report to have only 10 latex gloves per day for all patients and are unable to change bed sheets in between patients due to lack of supplies and funding. With the uneasy access to clean water, health employees and professionals also do not have adequate access to clean hand washing stations due to the water being turned off most of the day. These factors, combined with the negative health effects of pesticides, the low availability to clean drinking water, and waste disposal services in rural areas, results in a higher occurrence of health problems in rural areas than in urban centers. Less than 53% of homes have access to clean drinking water. Access to water in urban areas is irregular, as 80% of urban water systems function for an average of only 12 hours or less a day. There are a multitude of government entities involved in water and sanitation in Guatemala, yet none of them have been assigned a clear leadership role in the sector. In 2005, investments in water and sanitation stood at only $14 million, one of the lowest levels in Latin America.
You got it?
Yeah, it's recording.
We just finished hiking Pacaya. Hi! We did it!
Thought we died on the mountain. It was the scariest thing I've ever done.
It's really dark out here. Afraid we might find some hyenas or something.
Coyote.
But we made it! We made it!
I have no No.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we did.
Sí.
These 14 students that journeyed to the land of forest walk away with a new perspective on global health care and the forces that still unite the world as one, reminding us all that we're all just a few steps off the beaten path.